Hey, welcome to Graphic Policy Television, GPTV. I'm Brett, in my hands is Frank Miller presents Ancient Enemies, Wraith and Son. It's actually really good. So it's written by Dan DiDio, art by Jim Califiore, colors by Hi-Fi, lettering by Carlos M. Mangual. Alright, so Ancient Enemies, how to describe it. So the basic story is that there was like an alien crash of these two warring things. It destroyed a whole bunch of the U.S. and I think the world as a whole, but we're just going to focus on the U.S. And tons of people died. I think it's like 10 million died. Up from these ashes, the story focuses on these two cities. One's called Citadel, one's Americana. Americana, I think, is the richer one. Citadel is kind of like the poor one. Think of like it's Metropolis and Gotham, across the river from each other. Except in this case, Metropolis is fully funded by the government and getting all the goodies, while the Citadel is kind of used for labor to help kind of push Americana. So it's really kind of a lot of haves and have-nots. That's the thing I would love the series to really focus on. And we sort of see that here with the Wraith and Son. Now, the Wraith is a superhero that existed before this whole disaster. A woman who was the head of a pharmaceutical company, really rich, wound up kind of giving up the superhero-dom. And here we find out why. We get the whole history. We get the background. We kind of sort of get the origin-ish of the and Son part of it. And it's good. It's really, really good. So one, it plays off of that whole haves, have-nots, so two cities working against each other, where we have drug dealers from Americana coming over to the Citadel and polluting the streets. I think there's something really, really interesting and fascinating about that, an aspect I would love to see more of explored in comics. Like, there really is, I think, a fascinating discussion to have, as it kind of mirrors some things that have happened in the real world with the haves. I'm going to say certain governmental organizations flooding certain groups and areas and with drugs and bringing them down. We also kind of get the whole Citadel's more the working person, the blue-collar city. And then the other, we kind of get the history of these characters. It all comes together like a really, really intriguing comic. The other thing I really like about it is we find out about the son, how he got split from her son, how we got split from the Wraith's son. We'll just say Wraith. The Wraith's son, Wraith and Wraith Jr., how the Wraith's son was split from her, and then also the impact of like the alien crash and the death and destruction there. He was one of millions of kids, whatever the number is, orphaned due to this event. And the thing is, it's interesting, and kind of actually has popped up in my timeline a couple days ago, so the timing of it, I think, is really interesting, is with COVID, also an event that has killed millions of people, there are kids who have been orphaned due to it, or have lost, one parent, some have lost both parents due to it, and it's a topic that we don't talk about. It's kind of I would say, a forgotten tragedy. It's forgotten, it's a forgotten aspect of it. And honestly, like, reading that part in that section of it, I don't know if DiDio purposely reflected that, but it hit me. Like, it's just something I kind of thought about, and maybe it was the timing of the article and just really good timing of that article, but I immediately thought of that. So I don't know if it's on purpose, but I think it's really interesting. And I'm sure there's many other things that we can kind of talk about it and reflect on. I'm sure there's many kids orphaned due to the fentanyl and like so many other events that have happened in recent years. We could probably layer those on and say, no, this is talking about this instance. But to me, I thought is kind of interesting, and it's just probably the timing more than anything else. But overall, like, it's really this relationship of the Wraith and then her son, who's kind of taken on the mantle of the Wraith. And for that, to me, I think is there's so much there. Like, I would love to see a series of these two, and just these two. Like, I think it's really, really good. It's, I don't want to say it's Batman and Robin-ish, because it's not. There's actual, it's the actual mother, and they really don't get along. There's a lot of resentment there, and I think, to me, that makes it really interesting. I can't think, there are issues, there are things, and we can argue with like Jason Todd and Batman of not getting along, but here like there's some real serious resentment, and I think that's be a fascinating thing to explore. I also think it's a really interesting thing of the character being named Wraith, and this character kind of going in and out of Vision, and kind of that juxtaposed with the relationship with the Son. To me, it gets really intriguing like that. You know what? We're gonna leave it there. We're just gonna show off those pages. So overall, I think it's a really, really good issue. It's just you can pick this up and generally appreciate it by itself. It does tie into a backup story, I think, from one of the issues. I don't remember if it was the second issue or third issue of Otis, the weird goblinish character, whatever it is. That kind of plays in there and clearly building towards something. But overall, really solid. To me, I think this is the strongest issue of the series, and maybe the strongest issue of anything that's been put out from Frank Miller's Presents so far. It's really, really good. The art, I think, is solid. The story is solid. There's concepts in there, and it plays off those concepts really well. There's some good layering of themes, and it's solid. It's what I look for in comics. So, bravo, props. I'm excited to see what comes next. I'm hoping for more of this, and really hoping more for Wraith. I want a Wraith spinoff now. You can go get this out in comic shops. We've got a link beneath this video. Put in your zip code to tell the comic shops near you. No shop, no problem. We do have some links where you can purchase your own. There'll be affiliate links, so to get a small percentage by doing that, you'll support our site. And just watch our videos, support us, so thank you for that. If you are into comics, check us out every single day at graphicpolicy.com. We're on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Tumblr, Instagram, TikTok, Mastodon, all at Graphic Policy, keeping it nice and consistent. Until next time, keep reading those comics, and keep it geeky. Hey, thanks for watching the previous video from Graphic Policy Television. Just by watching, you help support our site. Thank you so much. Now, if you're watching these videos, you probably care about geeky things like movies, television, comic books, toys, games, video games, you name it. You can go and subscribe right now to our YouTube channel to stay in touch and catch all the new videos, or check out our website at graphicpolicy.com. There's a nice link on this end of the video. But as always, thank you for watching. Keep on rocking and keep it geeky.